Suika and Chrome were sad because whoever goes to the moon will not come back. The chances of returning are very bad. So, because of this, Chrome and Suika wanted to make a return rocket here. They were making a rocket so that they could return from there too. And the episode starts from there where Suika and Chrome are at Sai's feet and say that we want to know all the secrets about rockets, and we will also learn the confusing math that comes with it. We have no problem with that. So because of this, Chrome and Suika want to learn calculations. Here Sai also says that, yes, when I used to work at the university, during my work, I used to teach math to some people to get away from work stress, so I can do it. But Sai says, you guys will have to start from the very beginning. It's not going to be easy. So are you guys really serious? Chrome and Suika say, absolutely dead serious, brother, because these people also have to make a rocket for the return trip. And that too before Senku finishes his moon mission, meaning the rocket should be ready before the moon mission actually goes to the moon so that these people can have a happy ending. That's what Chrome believes. After that, we see that Yo is acting completely crazy. He says that first of all, I left the city so that I wouldn't have to do computer work, and now he has to make a rocket from a rock. Tell me, where Jen also says that Yar seriously confirm this for me, that the rocket we are going to make, will it really be made from this red rock in our hands? Then Senku says we won't directly use it. We will definitely use it though. So here, Senku shows the entire roadmap to everyone which is related to the raw material for the rocket body, where these people will use these bauxite rocks with sodium hydroxide through which they will make aluminum. Then they will process that aluminum further and make an aluminum that is durable from which they are going to make the rocket. Now hearing this, Kaseki gets completely fired up, brother. He tears his clothes again because this thing is so complicated and challenging that he starts enjoying it, on which Kohaku and Gen also react because they have a lot of work to do, where Gen even asks what is written at this place. An absolute crap ton of stupid powerful electricity. What does this mean? Here Senku says there is a reason for this, brother. Aluminum is not called canned electricity for nothing. A huge amount of electricity is needed to make this thing. For example, the aluminum that was used in the Apollo rocket, the electric bill for that alone was around 3 billion. Now hearing this, Ukyo and Gen get scared badly, in which Nanami says, okay, then the only way for us to get an unlimited supply of electricity will be our hydroelectric dams. So because of this, they are going to take all these red stones with them to a place where hydropower can be generated perfectly, and that place is going to be a country, where Senku explains, yes, that is a place where there are mountains, valleys, rivers all around, and there we also have our material and headquarters. Did you guys understand from this where they are going? Everyone else is thinking what place it could be, and it turns out it's Japan Yar. It's in Japan itself. All the towns of the whole world are now going to connect together inside Japan. That's what Nanami believes. So these people will bring all the materials to their hometown so that they can build everything properly. Senku also says that the moon rocket will now be built in Japan itself. So these people leave from there too, where Senku explains how they traveled the whole world to gather materials for the rocket. Where Senku says the next and final stop in this entire world tour before reaching Japan is Indonesia. Here Chelsea immediately starts extracting rubber from the trees because these trees are everywhere there. They had gathered some in South America too. But the real rubber is found here, Yar. This is the true home of rubber, Indonesia, and everyone is gathering rubber anyway. So here they practically build an entire rubber city, brother, meaning a rubber-founded city. After that, they start recalling their journey, how they left Japan behind, crossed the Pacific, reached America where they faced many challenges. They built Corn City and brought people back to life again. They built Super Alloy City, City of Fluoride, City of Math, Fuel, City of Aluminum, and finally City of Rubber. Kohaku is narrating all this and crying, meaning Kohaku doesn't really cry. Tears just fill her eyes. And finally, she becomes happy, because after this, they are going to Japan to meet everyone, because the people there are still turned to stone. Ukyo also says, yes, all humanity is finally going to come together again, because perhaps for the first time in human history this is happening. Chrome and Suika have a completely different plan. They are making a rocket to return to, on which Senku says, yes, we are also going to turn everyone back from stone into humans. To build the rocket in Japan, we are going to need every single person to work on it. Where Kohaku says, maybe she can tell Ruri how many hardships they faced. Here Nanami says we can take 1 or 2 gifts with us. Where Senku says, yes, there can definitely be a plan for that too. Where Chelsea says, wow, you are very kind, Yar. You do so much for your friends. Jen says, brother, you clearly don't know Senku. Looks like he's thinking of something else. Where Senku starts talking about food and says we have tried the cuisine of every place. And anyway, food satisfies people's souls, especially those who have just awakened after so many years. Then they remember that Japan's soul food, the food connected to Japan itself, if people get that right after waking up, then it would be amazing for them. So these people reach a place while running which has wheat and wild rice there. People realize what an amazing plan Senku had. It wasn't luck, because Senku planned the journey in such a way that they would arrive at this place in April so they could collect rice, because after the rains, it would be perfectly ready for them. So here they cut the grain, meaning the wheat, then convert it into rice and make sacks of it. And we all know how much rice is eaten in Japan, guys. So they collected a decent amount of rice. Not too much, but a decent amount. On the other side, we see how Chrome and Suika are learning math with Sai, learning many mathematical things while Sai teaches them about triangles. Senku's plan is that since rice is already growing here, people should be awakened and put to work in rice production. So people are also being revived here. Chrome and Suika are doing landmarking using the math they learned from Sai. Based on that, Kohaku's team is digging there. Kaseki is busy with his own work trying to build something that can make farming easier. Water usage has also started. Then Kaseki makes a windmill and water drawer too, and altogether they have literally made a farming machine, brother, through which they are going to grow crops again. Then Jen says, Yar, but that's not how it works. We can only grow one crop once a year. Then Senku says, winter never comes in this place, so there's nothing to worry about. Here Kohaku says, how is that possible? There's no winter here? Nanami says we can use the power of science to plant and harvest 3 times in a single year, where they need fertile soil and fertilizer so that after every harvest, the land can be restored properly. Where Ukyo and Yo are also working on making fertilizer using the pink rock they found in America. Here they are going to use phosphite rock, nitric acid, and plant ash. Through this, they are going to make a powerful fertilizer for the land. And before they even realize it, the crops have grown properly. And those who had the tractor were plowing with it too, brother. So now they have collected a good amount of rice, which was earlier very little. Where Senku also explains that the quantity of amylopectin in this rice is slightly higher. So even though it's indica rice, it still feels very similar to Japanese rice. After that, these people are eating rice and feeling happy. When Senku takes a bite of the rice, he remembers his city and his father. Old memories return, and everyone has tears in their eyes. Ukyo even says that I never thought I would be able to eat rice balls again so soon. And everyone is gathered there while Nanami says, what better gift could there be for someone than this? Now these people have left for Japan. Then Senku explains that the people here were on a special mission where they had already turned to stone, so they couldn't progress that much, but still, they did their work. Actually, these people have not reached Japan yet. They had reached the island where Senku's father and the others had stayed. Yo also says, oh, so those people also had work assigned to them. That means they too were working hard before turning to stone. So it's not just me who has to work. Because Yo used to be jealous thinking those people must have so much free time while we have to work here. But now the reality is that everyone was working. After that, they finally see Japan's Mount Fuji. Finally, 10 whole years have passed, and they are returning after completing a round trip of the entire world. Chrome and Kohaku are running excitedly. They see many stone statues behind which people are lying turned to stone and are now being revived. Kohaku's sister wakes up, where Jen is surprised by how strong Ruri's arm strength is. Chrome says, hey, they're sisters, brother. Both have the same gorilla level strength, on which Kohaku beats Chrome up for saying that. Then Ruri runs towards Chrome, where Chrome says, I also got petrified. So now our ages have become the same. Where Chelsea says, wait, what is happening? Oh, I get it. These are lovebirds, right? Where Jen tells her to shut up. Where Chrome says, no, it's not like that. There is no one in the village who doesn't love Ruri. At which point the whole mood gets ruined. Chrome is still just a kid. Where Chrome also mentions how Ruri and her team built these stone walls here so that the others wouldn't get blown away by strong winds or get hurt, so they could stay in one place. Senku also mentions that yes, if huge trees or stones had crashed into this wall and broken it, then it could have caused a huge problem. Ruri says, no brother, I don't recognize this wall. Then Senku says, how? And everyone gets surprised. Then Suika turns around and sees that her pigs and dogs are there crying after seeing her, the same animals Suika used to play with. So these animals are very happy seeing Suika, which means the Medusa beam didn't affect these animals, and they did not turn to stone. So it must be these animals who did this work, where the dog even demonstrates how he did it, and the pig does too. Suika becomes very happy that these dogs and animals worked together to build the stone wall to protect everyone, because there were many other animals too who helped in this. After all, these two now have families of their own too. So Suika says goodbye to them too, so that they can live their own lives at least. Where the village chief says, hey, you revived too many people. How will we feed everyone? Then Nanami says, hey, I brought a gift for you. And here, Francois starts cooking food while even the animals are being fed. And Francois is going to make a dish using rice that will also give people strength. So maybe she is making sushi here and not rice balls, brother. Francois is working seriously, and she prepares sushi. Everyone's mouths are watering. Everyone had eaten so much that their stomachs were full. Here Yo asks, is this island called Treasure Island because the food here is so good? Then Ruri explains that Senku had also given them a mission which they were working on. So these people move ahead and see that they had already built a dam there. Not a complete dam, but almost, because they need a huge amount of electricity to make the rocket body, where they will use concrete to stop the water, and through its flow, they will generate and store electricity. Jen even says, maybe the animals got the idea of making walls from this dam. Here inside these rocks and concrete, they have used bamboo instead of iron rods, because the dam needs strength to handle the water pressure. So bamboo has been used in many parts. So here, they have been gathering different things from different parts of the world and making different inventions. And their treasure island is very close to the equator. So launching the rocket from there is going to be extremely powerful too. Where on Treasure Island, we also see that the special thing they were building was the rocket stand. Finally, Nanami says our mysterious Y-Man enemy is finished now. Soon, we are all going to space for the sake of humanity. And with this, the episode ends.